I've been climbing for 1 year now! Yay! I officially started climbing during October of 2020, and I want to make this film to record down my journey of climbing from the 21st to 40th class. Let's just get on with it. My 21st class went pretty well. Me and my coach reclimbed many of the routes from the climbing competition, which was in the first film. I even teached my mom climb. It did not go as hoped. Over the following sessions from 22nd class through 23rd, I started to get the feeling of climbing more, and I had a few cool and fun times. I climbed a lot of bouldering routes and succeeded on a lot of them. I also started to climb on the kilter board, which I have never tried before. At first, I thought that the kilter board would be easy to climb and grasp at first, since there are tons of points that I could hold on. However, there are a few hard routes on the board and a lot of the points are pretty small and thin, so... Just as I got the feeling of climbing more, I hit a plateau. It started on the 24th session. I think it was a very hard but wholesome session. I climbed a lot of bouldering routes again, and the first bouldering routes are easy because they're on normal walls, but after that, things went downhill. I tried 2 more bouldering routes on the slanting walls and failed many times because my fingers were really tired and I didn't really have any core strength. And the worst thing was that every time I fail, I'm afraid that I'll make my coach feel let down because he demonstrated how to do it already and I still haven't finished them. But after that, my climbing bestie dummy Renee came and encouraged me to climb some more routes, which is nice. The 25th class was similar. It was the happiest and saddest climbing day I've ever had. The happy part was that I met another one of my climbing besties, Julia, when I arrived. She's really good at climbing. The sad or tough part was that I kept falling on an orange route while being emotional in Sia's songs that the gym was playing at the moment.
看那个小的孩子。稳住，稳住。别急。 别急。
I had a mix of feelings, since my coach let me climb the orange route at the end of the session, when my strength all slipped away. However, my mom wanted to encourage me by asking the gym to play some of my favorite singer Sia's songs. My strength is failing me, but I don't want to let anyone, especially myself, down. So I kept trying and falling, and trying and falling, and trying and falling. Though I wanted to express how I'm grateful for my mom and my coach for helping me, sometimes I need to know when to stop, because there's just no point of me keeping on trying the same route over and over again.
白姐，你马上就要第一次户外攀岩了，你有什么感受吗
？Very, very excited.
这有喝的啊！别吵架。
白姐，你是来吃的吗？没带。
Let's step away from those dark moments, because the 26th session was pretty successful. I felt like I haven't had a successful climbing session in so long. Guess what? Mom tried climbing again, but after like 4 meters above the ground, she gave up because of her fear of heights. On this day, I tried a bunch of easier bouldering routes. And finished off with a really fun black top rope route. I fell once from that black route and swinged on my rope for a long time since I couldn't reach the walls again. Oh, this was also the day that Jill discovered the deliciousness of the iced coffee. I climbed on the black route again on the next session. This time, I didn't fall once. Other than that, another highlight for the 27th class was that the coach asked me to climb down a long route. Okay, so climbing up was already super sweaty and tiring. Imagine climbing down. Anyways, you get the idea. Well, after that session, basically my whole body was dead. Over all of my climbing lessons starting from day 1, I've always been the student. I do what my coach asks me to do, and I focus on my own climbing. However, the 28th session was different. I arrived at the gym earlier that day, so my coach asked me to demonstrate how to climb some easier routes for 2 other girls that he was coaching. It felt nice and kind of proud to be some kind of expert in climbing. Then after the girls left, I climbed a few harder bouldering routes, including a route with black boxes and a blue route on a slanting wall. I also found a yellow route with points that says blue pill on them. Take away from this lesson, just keep breathing. After after those classes, tougher stuff came again. 29th and 30th class was more tiring. For the 29th, it was probably because I used up all of my energy on the kilter board. And for the 30th, I climbed a bunch of really long top rope routes, which sucked all the strength from me as well. However, there are funnier things entwined in those sessions. For example, I speed climbed for the first time on a route that looked like stars. This is my first time trying this, and my fastest time was 10.45 seconds, which is not very fast. But when I got home, I found out that both my foot thumbs had a blister on them. I know I've talked about how I was super exhausted and stuff, but rock climbing isn't only about your body's strength. It also requires thinking. I climbed this route that was shaped weirdly on my 31st class. The route is only a short boulder route and it doesn't take up much strength, but I do have to think about how to move to the next point. The 32nd class was a full one. I basically did everything in the climbing gym. I did a lot of boulder routes, new moves, and 2 top rope routes that I climbed a lot of times. Not only are my fingers dead, I noticed that I have trouble doing moves where I have to use my heel. I haven't used this move a lot in bouldering, and plus I was a bit scared to fall. So now I know what to work on. Our camera moves to the 33rd class. This was the first class I had after my trip to Hainan. Wait, let's not talk about the 33rd class. Okay, now it's time for the 34th class. The 34th class was so much better than the last one. As usual, I climbed a lot of routes, including a long white route that spreads over 2 walls, which I find really interesting since I had to do a couple of pushing moves in order to get to the top. A great thing about the 34th class was that we can watch the Olympics Tokyo 2020 men's climbing finals. It was such a unique experience because usually when I'm at home watching a climbing competition, I would start to get restless and extremely motivated to climb routes myself, just like the athletes. But now that I'm watching them climb in a climbing gym, I can feel motivated and climb straight away. The coach also put chairs in front of the TV so people can sit down and watch it. After my climbing lesson, me and a lot of other climbers settled in front of the TV to watch the speed competitions. It was very heartwarming because people cheered together for all the athletes from different countries and made me feel like we're all part of a big family. I know it sounds cheesy, but it is really nice to feel that even though we're diverse and we're from a different country than the athletes, we still cheer for them and want them to succeed.
Take it real slow.
After that, I just had a few average climbing sessions. A highlight was from the 36th class. First of all, the way that my gym was shaped was that the bouldering walls were all connected and forms kind of a curving shape around the gym, and there's 2 sections for the top rope routes. Usually for warm-up, my coach would climb across the bouldering routes, so I would start from where the bouldering walls start and climb sideways as much as I can. Today I tried that myself. I got a long way through the walls and I was proud of myself. Though I kinda used up all of my energy again, and I didn't succeed on some of the bouldering routes my coach assigned me later in the session. My 37th session on September 5th, 2021 was the best one I've ever had in my 21st to 40s journey. I was so proud of myself. I succeeded on a bunch of bouldering routes. But the main character in today's session is the V2 red route. I tried it so many times before I finally succeeded. And the reason for that was that there was a point about halfway through the route where I had to step on a point with my foot heel and push myself upwards using that heel and my core strength to reach the next point. And you already know that heel is not my specialty. After I tried a lot of times, I thought that I can't finish this route after all because every time I tried pushing on that hard point, I felt as if something drained all of my strength from my body and I would jump down again. But I didn't want to give up since I didn't want to leave a route unfinished. I decided to rest more before trying again. What I noticed afterwards was that every time I tried the route, I was always expecting something and thinking about reaching the top. And the effect of this is only disappointment because I spent time thinking about it but didn't really reach it. However, after the rest when I got up and tried the route again, this time I did not expect anything. I did not think about reaching the top, I just treated it like a normal chill climb. But deep down, I remember feeling something. I reached the hard part again. I paused for some seconds to prepare. My coach was protecting me from below, and every climbing friend below was watching me. I took a deep breath and pushed myself as I reached out my arm to grab the next point. Yay! I reached it! People started shouting awesome, great below, and I got to the top. I was so proud of myself. In the next class, when I had to do a move similar to this one using my foot heels, I succeeded on that move as well. So yeah, 37th class, a nice step in my climbing journey. Okay guys, bear with me for a little longer, because the last classes of this video are 2 important ones as well. My climbing friend Julia came on the 39th class. After she finished class, she followed me on my class and tried a lot of the routes along with me. She started climbing way before I did and is really good at it, so I bet the routes I climbed was very easy for her. Anyways, today was a great climbing day. One of the harder and more interesting routes was the black route. The points on the route was so small, which made it hard to grasp. I had to move more slowly and be careful not to slip my foot. But after like 3 tries, I got to the top. Yay! After my class, me and Julia decided to hang out a bit longer and tried some V2 to V3 routes together. Well, she tried most of them since I was not as good to climb them. We're on to the last class, the 40th class of this climbing journey. The 40th class was September 26th, and it was only 4 days away from my climbing 1-year anniversary since I started climbing October 1st of 2020. Well, my 40th class turned out to be pretty interesting. Well, first of all, I learned a move where I had to bend my knee and turn my whole body to reach a point. But the real interesting thing that happened on this day was I literally fell from the top of the bouldering wall. Now, I know to a lot of you climbing guys out there, this is not a big deal, since a lot of people just jump from the top of the wall after they finish a route. But oh my gosh, my fall was not expected at all. I was supposed to reach for a black point that was easy to grasp, for my top point. However, I misunderstood my coach's directions and reached for a red point that was really hard to grasp, and I didn't notice that. When I touched the red point, let's just say that I started my stages of depression. In the split second when I was in the air, my mind immediately thought of squirrels. Well, that was a fun experience, and I will not be climbing that route again. And that was my climbing journey. I feel like I grew a lot as a climber in this time period, from March 28th to September 26th. I had my happiest moments and my saddest. I tried tons of new things and I progressed to the V2 level. This has been an awesome journey, marking my 1-year anniversary of climbing. I hope you enjoyed my second climbing film, and bye!